Start with you, Ben. What was your number one?
Yeah, I was pretty close to yours. I got two close ones. But I think I'll start out with probably the surprise of the NBA is the Cavs, like flipping 9-0 to start the season
Ooh,
and looking convincing too. Like those wins have been against quality teams, so and they look like a really strong side. They got the outside scoring combined with the inside dominance of Mobley and Jared Allen. So it's good for them to have Mobley back after being injured for a large part of the season last year. And just seeing how they can use both big men at the same time too. So it's pretty. They got a dynamic front court with those two there, and they're real efficient with their shooting. Jared Allen takes like really like high percentage shots, bro, around the rim and the paint. And then obviously just like we were talking earlier, but I like seeing big men, and so his post moves leads to their high efficiency as well as rim protectors are good, the rebounds and the block shots, and it's not always cool to like pull up or high screen and then flip and shoot a three from 3 meters out and all you hear is so it's nice to see some bodies banging, bro. That's my one, bro. Is the Cavs coming out strong with Spider and Garland, flipping making it rain with them trays, bro. Making people look silly on the perimeter trying to defend them too. So scary. They look scary, bro. Obviously, it is the new season. It is the beginning of the season. It's only like what we're near 10th of the way through with 9 games. So I've still got 90% to go, but if they're humming now, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. This in-season tournament coming, then before All-Star game, and then after it, and then what that means moving into the playoffs, bro, and how the East looks with them and obviously Boston being really strong too. So yeah, that's my one.
That was my number 4 on my list. My number 4, but yeah, no, you're right, man. The Cavs came out the gate hard and fast, and they're playing that run and gun game. It's not sustainable though because you got to have that style all the time. But yeah, I think with their new coach Kenny Atkinson, he came from assistant at the Warriors. He was assistant coach there, so he's jumped on, and yeah, man, just coming out the gate. But it's good to say Darius Garland because he had a poor season last year.
Yeah, bro.
Because he was All-Star the year before that, so it's good to see him get some form now. I think also the Cavs are like number 1 offense in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
like you're saying, they're 9-0, but it is the beginning of the season, and every time a team gets off to a flying start, they probably lose track later on in the season. So I think where they are right now, they're a really good team. Where they were last year, they'll probably end up at the end of the season in between what they are now and what they ended up to be last year. So they'll probably do well in the in-season tournament, But we'll have to see because what happened last year with the Lakers making the in-season tournament and winning it and not even making the playoffs at the end. So
the play-in, wasn't it? Like I think they were playing for like 9th or something.
Yeah.
And then they end up challenging the Nuggets and getting smoked or something.
Yeah, that's right.
You're right.
But in saying that, though, they are a young team, so they might have the legs to carry right through the 6 months of the season, which is a long season, 82 games. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well they go. But they did beat the Lakers earlier, right?
Yeah, convincingly too.
Yeah,
convincingly, and I think like just how you're saying, just in regards to sustaining it, sort of like reminds me of the Phoenix Suns with Nash and Marion and all them, and they come out, bro, and I think Stoudemire was their big guy. They come out, bro, run a gun. I think it was Mike D'Antoni was their head coach or something, bro, and you're like, wow, this is cool, and then shit, where are they in the playoffs? Just but bodies broken down. I think Stoudemire was like injured heading into the playoffs, and it was just rough. I remember, just how when you said that being sustainable, I remember images of, they look cool when they play, and then where are they in the finals? But I think like one thing though, bro, to be mindful of, like I alluded to it earlier, It's like having those two big guys and Mobley and Allen in the paint. Like I sort of saw it because I still haven't got it, but watching them play the Lakers in the first quarter, I think they jumped out to like a 40-point, flipping 41 points, bro, in the first quarter, and then they were able to sustain it through the big men cutting through the lane and all that stuff without flipping taking up those quick shots. Next minute it's just like a game of touch on the field, bro, on the court, like back and forth, back and fifth, back and six, and but then having that control and controlling the pace of the flow of the game goes a long way. And obviously it builds that chemistry too. But they just look good, bro, in regards to chemistry. Straight up. From 1-5, they look like they're in sync. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And then as the season goes on and teams get more footage, like, and they adjust. So it'll be interesting.
And they are scoring, man. They are scoring. All of the games so far is over 100 points. 3 games over 130 points already off 4 games, including the win today against the Pelicans, 131 to 122. But man, high scoring, man.
And you got to look at the like what those scores are against them too, bro. Like I don't think it's more than 100 or 110 maybe. Like I don't think those high scoring games have been close. Just from like I know the Lakers weren't even in the game, bro, come the start of the fourth quarter because they needed to make a run, and the first 5 of that last quarter, flipping the Cavs came out and just cooked them, bro, from the jump, From
that score was 154 to 110 to Cavs versus the Lakers. So, but yeah, you might have a point there because these high scorers, there's teams that lose against are scoring high as well. So maybe they're sort of more offense than their defense. So like today's game, the Pelicans scored 122 points in a losing effort.
That's always interesting. And just looking at like, how like they give you the breakdown of points scored in each quarter, like especially that fourth quarter, like when were those points scored? Was it scored at the beginning or the back end? Like those garbage time points. If that sort of makes sense. Like if they were scored at the beginning of that fourth quarter, end of the third, then I think you're cooking, bro. Like you're good. But if you're getting it in the last like 5, 6, 7, no. But they're just pretending to give you a sniff, bro. They're getting ready to go home. So yeah, also those things, bro. And that's why I'm really enjoying watching a bit of basketball and playing a bit of 2K, bro, and all that jazz. So I've got to get my knowledge up there. I'm playing with quite a few. We're playing with quite a few old heads in our fantasy, so gotta know who's who, bro.
If I look at the Cavs' next 5 games, right, they got the potential to lose the next game, and that's against the Warriors. So they're playing against the Warriors on Saturday. Yeah. And they got the Nets, Bulls, 76ers, and Bulls again. So yeah, out of all those 5 teams, I think the Warriors will be the hardest one.
Especially with how they're going as well. We were having a look, bro. They're 7-1, and I think Steph had another good game this today. And the bro's getting up to 34. So if he's still cooking at that age, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I injured too for last week for about 2 to 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That game against the Warriors is on Saturday, 1:30 p.m. So and that's New Zealand time too. So yeah, I'll be keen to turn that on.
Yeah, definitely. Check it up on Twitch.